So as Jason alluded to, there's been some changes with Matt going. I obviously came to VAFA in June. Gabby started at the start of the year, so we're both fairly new in the role anyway, but we've obviously been in the new roles for about 2 weeks. So myself as GM, Gab, Riella and Martin, here you go, where you go? Right here in the front. So there's Gab, which most of you would have dealt with last year anyway in her footy coordinator role. Previous obviously still here with umpires, and we're interviewing for a coordinator. So we've had 5 interviews this week, we've got 5 more next week. We're hoping for that role to start 1 March, so that'll help our footy operations. Again, as I mentioned, it's not going to just be me up here all day, which is great for you guys. Stuart McDonald's going to be here with his colleagues to talk about concussion. Most of you would have seen what came out with the AOS a couple of days ago about their recommendations around concussion. I guess this is basically just an update on I guess what concussion is, how it should be treated, and what the AFL and VAFA policies are regarding concussion, and a bit of an update on our reporting policy that we trialled last year. FIFA and team will be here to talk about our injury management app, which we've been developing over probably the last 12 months. FIFA and her team did a trial pilot last year with 3 clubs in VAFA, took a lot of information on, and we've got a pretty good platform there to look after wellbeing and injuries. Danielle Cornwell, which a lot of you will be interested in, obviously with Play HQ. I think we've still got about 26 clubs that are yet to do their registration pages. So this will be a pretty good opportunity to do anything you do need to know come February 3 of what clubs should have been done by now. This is your opportunity to have a look and see. Guy Hexter, which most of you will know if you, he's probably umpired some of your games, I would have thought. He'll here to basically talk about match days melees and some updates on how we're going to interpret those this year. It's got a lot more communication between clubs and umpires on game day. There'll be opportunities to disperse, because the letter of the law is 5 or more, as we all know, is a melee. It's regardless. Whereas this year there's going to be a little bit more discretion, but the penalties are going to be a little bit different. So that's today's session. There it is there. Again, as Jay said, there is a bit going on, so there is a community element across the way. Footy's going to be in here, and we've got the trade fair running all day in the middle. So we're going to be doing concussion, injury management and insurance in the first session, following up with Play HQ, melee interpretations, all of our policy updates and operational updates today. So that's the gist of today's session. Key dates. So this is probably over the next 4 or 5 months of important things that need to be done. The first part of, we've got a new club committees. A lot of you guys do have new committees coming on board, which is great. This is basically, it's a welcome night at Elsternwick Park to introduce all the new committees, give them an idea of the lay of the land, what their roles are, communication channels, etc., etc. March 13 members meeting. So that's basically, it's an opportunity for you guys to come in, listen to our rule proposed changes and effectively vote whether or not you want them to come in for 2024 or not. So that is a members vote. It's not, we can propose them of what we think's best for the competition, but the members meeting is actually your opportunity to come in and approve or deny. So that's an important one for those that want to get along to that. March 25, again, a critical element, and I'd heavily push your clubs to get your captains and coaches along to that. That's going to be an update on the rules that are obviously approved at the members meeting one for game day, but also gives them an idea of their code of conducts and match day expectations, and how we're going to adjudicate game day. So that's an important one. Season launch, April 3, which will be, obviously it's a fun day. It's going to be better than last year. I was there in Clubland as a guest, and we know it wasn't a great one, so it will be better this year, I promise. April 6, round 1, so it's round 0, week 1 we're calling it now. So it's week 1, and the 19s, men's and thirds are starting earlier, and that's basically to help us structure finals a little bit better, because ground availability, etc. is not great, as we found out last year. April 13, round 1 or week 2 for men's, women's and masters, so it's April 13 for that one. July 5, we've got the Big V lunch. So last year was the return of Big V footy, which is fantastic. It was a great day, obviously a great win with extra time, overtime in the men's, big win by the girls, and yeah, it's a fantastic day. We're expanding it this year. We'll talk about more later on, but there's some key dates there. So July 6, we've got games at Elston Park. There'll be the Big V, a Prem B to Div 4 men's, sorry, now it's Div 3 men's, collective team. There'll be a representative from every division playing in the Big V jumper against the Bendigo Footy League. That'll be Elston Park. On the same day as a curtain raiser, we're going to have an under-19 carnival. Last year, as you know, we did an under-19 carnival at Elston Park. I think we had 3 fixtured games. This year, we're going to have pretty much the best of the under-19s footies playing against each other. What that looks like, we're still in discussion. We don't know what's going to be north versus south, east versus west. We're not quite sure, but we want to showcase the best under-19 talent in the competition. And obviously, NAB League recruiters, TAC Cup Coach League talent will be there to have a look at it. It will be a big showcase, obviously on the big stage. On that same weekend, our Big V men and women are off to Perth to play against the Perth Footy League, so it's a big one as well. Which again, it's an incentive to play VAFA. There's representing football this year across a number of opportunities. The club portal, which all clubs have access to, effectively there's a link. If you need to give people access to this page, you've got up to 20 people that you can invite or be part of your club's access. So whenever we send a post on this, you'll get a notification. Now, I'm not saying this needs to always go to the secretary or the team managers or whatever. You can set up to 20 people that receive the notification. So if you're time poor or you don't get to your emails as much, just please add the people that need to see these updates. Okay, everything that VAFA does goes up here. Rules updates, policies, commercial, media, community, football, you name it. Everything will be on here. Rules, club contacts, sponsor details, you name it. Everything's on the portal. So if you don't have access, please either contact us or contact your club and to get access. Everything's here. The top 4 banners at the top, club contacts, player permits, player point and club Guernsey artwork, they will change depending on the time of year of what's most important. So obviously at the moment, club contacts we're currently updating all the time. So if you do change your 2 club contacts, normally it's president and secretary. Secretary roles often becoming now a general manager role. So it really depends on who you want your contact to be for your club, for other clubs. Okay, so this is only seen by clubs. Player permit application form. So there for anyone that you believe is going to be a category 5 or 6 player, you need to put in a permit application form. Player point reassessment and application form is obviously another one. So anyone that plays senior men's football needs to have a point allocated to them. If they don't, or if you don't believe their current point is correct, click on that and send us a request. Club Guernsey artwork form, we'll touch on it a bit later, but that's obviously a critical one now. Every club has to send us their artwork for their home jumper, clash jumper, special jumper, anything you want to do, because we need to allocate the clash jumpers. Okay, that's obviously critical for your round 1 planning. We need to know which teams have to clash, and then for that opposition home away side to arrange a clash jumper. VAFA have clash jumpers in the office, they're free. We've got 5 or 6 different colours. They're free, you just got to bring them back clean in a couple after, on a Wednesday. But that's available too, so that's important. So the portal, critical. Our VAFA key values will continue again this year: community, respect, integrity, and inclusion. We will abide by that, and every decision we make, we refer to these. Code of conducts haven't changed. Players' code of conduct, coaches' code of conduct, and spectators' code of conduct. They haven't changed for this year. My role last year in that space was pretty good. We had some issues, obviously, but more about those will be spoken in the captain's coaches meeting. But it's important to know that anyone that is a participant in VAFA at any level needs to apply. This is applying to you, spectator or participant. Today's guest speakers to start. Again, it's quite pertinent in our society at the moment. This session will around concussion and injury management. We're going to start with Stuart McDonald and Monash Uni talking about concussion. Again, it's going to be a lot of information, but I guess knowing that we had a concussion reporting policy last year, which was designed to let clubs know that this is a serious matter. It's only going to get more serious, okay, as we're finding out. So this is an important one to learn and educate yourself on the importance of concussion management and certainly reporting, because it is a culture that isn't, it starts at player level. So it's up to you guys as clubs to educate your players that reporting a brain injury is just as important as reporting a hammy strain. Okay, because at the moment, the culture is that they're not, because they're going out for beers after a game, and then they might report Tuesday that they've still got headaches, and it may get untreated. Okay, but now this is important to let you guys know about this. So I'll hand it over to Stuart and his team to discuss concussion. Thank you.